Hey everybody, how's it going? I wanted to go over some key aspects of trading. 3 things that will actually help you ensure that you are a profitable trader. And those 3 things basically are this. First of all, take profits early and often. And what that means in a very deep sense is don't be greedy. When you're in profits and you have all the information telling you it's time to take profits, then you should take profits. Well, when is that a good time to do that? Well, for example, when the returns are diminishing. What are the returns? The returns on your investment, your ROI, right? When your ROI is diminishing, usually a good time to take your profits. Make sure that your assets doesn't turn against you and eat your profits that you worked so hard to gain. So take profits early and often. People will tell you, oh, you should hold on to your gains. You'll get more gains if you hold on, more patient. Yeah, you might be making more gains if you're a bit more patient. You might also lose your profits because randomness, geometric rounding in motion, has a wonderful way, especially if you're trading crypto or something volatile like Bitcoin or any of the crazy alts that do insane movements in any given day. GBM has a wonderful way of making sure that your profits don't stay there very long if you leave them unrealized in your trading account for too long. Could it be days, weeks, months that if you have a great trade and you entered and you leave that trade running and you just have crazy gains? Sure, you could. But for the most part, most traders don't do that, do they? And especially not if you're a day trader or a scalper or an intraday trader, whatever you want to call yourself, and you're looking for trades that don't last more than a day, or even if you are a swing trader, right? It doesn't matter what kind of trading you really do. When you see your returns diminishing, that is the time to take profits. Number 2, limit your losses. And by that I mean, if a trade is going against you, get out. How fast should you get out? Fast. What does that mean? Well, let's say I'm trading the 1 minute, the time frame I happen to like. So I'm monitoring the 15 second as well. And if the 15 second starts to go wonky on me, I get out. I don't have to necessarily even wait for a 1 minute candle, right? Because it can be insane movements on a 1 minute candle sometimes, often. I get most people don't want to trade the 1 minute, and that's fine, even though it's in many ways less risky than trading other time frames because of a lower chance of entropy coming around and ruining your trade. Still, the reason that there's a lower chance of that entropy coming around and ruining your trade is because you're not in the trade for a very long time, right? Part of the reason. So regardless of your time frame, you should get out of trades quickly when they go against you. Now, could it be that it might give you you might see that the trade is kind of going against you, and you can think that it looks like it's going to go back in your direction. Well, as long as you're not in a loss, or as long as you're not in a big loss, well, that's fine. But you don't want to have big losses, right? So you want to get out before you have any big losses. What does that mean exactly? Well, for some people that's 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever your stomach will bear, right? Whatever your risk appetite will tell you. For me, I like to keep it under 1%, or 1% of the max. People will tell me, well, if trade such a volatile asset and moves 1% all the time? How can you stay in trades for any amount of time? Well, if you're not over leveraged, 1% can be a significant move. It depends on your position, obviously. Right? So it does matter your size. It doesn't matter your position, but whatever your size or position, it is all relative. Therefore, don't get stuck in bad trades. First of all, you're losing an opportunity, right? Second of all, you're going to lose money if you get out of a bad trade and you're in the red. So you want to lose as little as possible, right? On any given trade, you want to make as much as you can. Well, you want to have gain. You want to have healthy gains on any given trade. You don't want to make as much as you can, like, to be extreme greedy about it, but you do want to make gains. You don't want to make losses. The way to do that is to make sure that you are not stuck in bad trades. If you're stuck in bad trades, the outcome is statistically not going to work in your favor. And then the third thing that you really need to do to become and maintain profitability as a trader on a consistent basis is the one thing to do that you could argue has to do with psychology, trading psychology. And that one thing is, don't be emotionally attached to a trade. Right? There's no trade you should have feelings for. Right? You shouldn't care about an asset you're trading on an emotional level. If you do, get out of the trade. Don't trade assets that you're emotional about. If you can't handle trading an asset that is extremely volatile because it makes you emotional, or you feel your emotions taking control of your trade, the very simple thing to do is to not trade that asset. At least not until you've learned how to not be emotionally attached to your trades. Right? So, a very simple thing to do, in theory and in practice as well, if you're not emotionally attached, is trade without emotions. And just like the bots. Right? Why do I say that? Well, because, as we know, more than 90% of all trades on the market, which is mostly random, more than 90% of those trades are run by bots. Guess what bots don't have? Emotions, right? They just don't have those things. They are emotionless trading machines. They do not care about trades in terms of emotions, right? They just trade the numbers. Buy low, sell high, right? That's the whole idea. That's all they do. You should trade like that too. Be the bot. Right? Be the bot inside of you. Bring out the bot that's in you, or whatever. Right? Be your best bot. Seriously, think about how bots trade. They don't have a happy switch. They don't have a sad switch. They don't have a frustrated switch. They don't have an angry switch. They don't have any emotional switches, right? They literally just look at the numbers. They just use logic. That's all. And they use the logic that they've been programmed to use by emotional, irrational human beings. But the emotional, irrational human beings did not program emotions or irrationality into those bots. They just program logic. You should do that too. So once again, to recap, take profits early and often, as I like to say. Definitely take profits. You gotta take your profits or you will lose them. Crypto and any other volatile asset is not going to just let you have free money, right? You gotta work at it. So take profits, limit your losses, and don't be emotionally attached to your trades. Those are three things we constantly tell people at Alpha Trading whenever new people arrive and want to know how do you become a profitable trader. Well, you need to do those three things in addition to, of course, using the tools properly to trade properly. right? Knowing how to read the indicators, knowing how to read that information and analyze it, and knowing how to take actions on your exchanges and make sure that you have the best possible outcome. There's all kinds of wonderful things you can do, but in big, the general principles are, say it with me, number one, TP, take profit. Number two, limit your losses. And number three, don't be emotionally attached to your trades. Anyway, if you're new to alpha trading, hit the old subscribe button if you want. Click that old notification bell. Whatever you got to do. Stay informed, stay up to date. Don't miss out on any videos we release. Mostly check out our community, right, on the Discord. There's a link in the description below. And from there, you can join our highly active community of actual traders. Right? You don't just sit around and talk trash about people or charting or trading methods or whatever. We actually trade all day. And there's folks in there from all around the world, so there's always live chatter and a lively conversation in our Discord about trading. Questions are, all over the map and always insightful. Answers are showing up or are being shared by people who trade very well using our system, myself included, obviously, but plenty of other traders in there as well. We're regularly sharing info and getting folks to learn how to trade better. So check out that info. Subscribe. Join Alpha Trading. Oh, by the way, there's a holiday sale still going on until the end of the year, and all the way through December 31st. So if you sign up in the Discord, you can join the basic Discord channels for free. But if you want to get actually into the main channels where all the educational tools and everything else are, it's like $10 a month. It's a really low entry fee, and there's a sale on that too. There's also a sale on our higher end pro trader access for people who actually know how to trade a little bit of volatility and want to sort of upgrade their access level to our highest level, which basically includes our complete trading system as opposed to just our rudimentary one, which we give to people who join the basic level package. So either way, check it out. If you want to trade volatility and you don't have access to your own volatility tools already, well, this is one option, one way to do it. And if you're wondering why you should trade volatility as opposed to traditional technical analysis, it's because volatility is actually how HFT firms like Citadel and others, and quant shops that use algorithms all day, it's how they actually trade, right? And so that's the big money, that's the big boys. Why would you not want to trade the way they trade, right? Of course, they use algorithms and robots that trade hundreds of thousands of trades per second, but there's no reason you can't do that without the hundreds of thousands of trades per second. But you could certainly trade manually using the same type of information, right? Just pulling the plug, or pulling the switch, I should say, pulling the trigger manually, instead of using sophisticated robots that require, many thousands of employees or managers or whatever around the world, and tons of, labor and cost and everything else. Those bots are not free, right? The ones that they use. I'm not talking about a $39 cheap bot that you can buy that's marketed to you in some ClickFunnels advertisement. I'm talking about actual massively expensive bots that real big banks and firms use to trade all day, every day. And that's what they use to make billions of dollars in profits every single day. Why would you not want to use that same type of trading for your own gains? Why would you stick with traditional TA, which has a record of something like less than 1% of retail traders using traditional TA actually make money? The next time you think about learning how to trade, figure out trading volatility make sure you do those 3 things we spoke about in this video. Don't use traditional TA, because it will only destroy you. And if you need more proof of that, you can see the slightly long-winded video, pardon the expression, but it was just a bit of a windy video that I made, I don't know, about a week ago, where I compared traditional TA versus volatility TA. Excuse me, where I compared traditional TA versus volatility trading. It does make clear why you should be using volatility as opposed to traditional technical analysis. Of course, if you know anybody who is a volatility trader, you can certainly ask them to show you what we mean by this. And if you don't know anybody who's a volatility trader, like I said, join the Discord and you'll get to know a bunch of us. If you are using traditional TA and you're sick of losing your trades, learn volatility trading. By the way, I should say on that note, if you are a traditional TA trader and you're making money and you're happy with it, by all means, keep doing whatever makes you the most money. And if you're happy doing that, congratulations. That's great. That's wonderful. But statistically, if you're one of the 99% of people who's losing trades more often than winning, and who is losing money overall in trading rather than making money in trading, well then, try something different maybe. Maybe first of all, stop using the method that keeps losing you your money. Right? So think about it. Most traditional TA tools are, they're telling you, they have like a 20% chance of being right. Okay? The rest of the time you have to second guess them. You have to trade against them, counter trade, whatever. You have to, or just not use them. Right? That's what most traditional TA tools, they don't give you an edge at all, right? They remove your edge. If anything, you should do the opposite of what they say most of the time and you would actually win, right? But people don't do that. And the fact that you would have to do that is terrible, right? It means the tools aren't any good. So, yeah, on that note, I just want to remind you to learn volatility trading. Check out the Alpha Trading Discord community. We are there for you. No joke, no gimmicks, no silly TA tricks and nonsense. Just volatility trading with the best support for volatility traders that there is out there. We explain things clearly. We're real traders. It's not a big community, and we aren't even trying to make it a big community. This is really for the very niche of the extreme of the pool of traders. And why do I say that? Well, we know most people will always prefer the gimmicks and what looks easier, which is traditional TA. Well, there's a reason traditional looks easier. Traditional TA looks easier because it's easier. It's an easy way to pull a trigger and lose your money. There's very little intelligence into it. There's very little solid math in it. In fact, there's none really. That's what volatility trading is all about, is using good information to make good decisions. So we don't expect to be a big community. This will always be something that a small percentage of people will do, because you actually have to learn something. You don't have to be great at math, but you have to learn how to read the math-based information, proper math-based information, and you have to learn how to actually take the actions that are relevant to that information. So we expect probably, we will always be a relatively small group. If you look at most volatility trading groups in general, they are not huge. There's a reason that volatility trading is not done by most people, right? As I said. So join our community, be one of the, I guess you want to say elites, but essentially the elites. Join the community of traders that actually know how to trade and win trades most of the time, reliably with an actual statistical edge, right? We trade volatility, probability, and statistics at Alpha Trading. That is what we do. That's what we share how to do with people just like you. And we look forward to helping you along the same journey if that's something you want to do. Till then, take care. Focus on the inside. Ciao.